Imagine being betrayed, not by strangers, but by your own family. Your dreams are mocked, your life is put in danger, and everything you trusted is suddenly taken away. And in that moment, everything feels broken. The people you thought would protect you become the ones who hurt you the most. Yet even in that darkness, even in the pain, God still has a plan. This is the story of Joseph and his family found in the book of Genesis. But before we talk about the mistakes of his brothers, we need to understand something important. This story didn't begin with betrayal. It began with favoritism. Joseph was the beloved son of his father Jacob. He loved him more than the others, and he didn't hide it. He gave him a beautiful coat of many colors, a public sign of special love and honor. And while it may have seemed harmless, that one decision planted something dangerous in the hearts of the other brothers. Jealousy, comparison, resentment. Because when love feels unequal, hearts begin to divide. But this also teaches us something important, especially for parents. Love should never feel like competition in a family. When one child is constantly favored, others may begin to feel unseen, unvalued, or rejected. And those feelings, if not addressed, can quietly grow into resentment. As parents, it is important to show love, attention, and care to every child. Not necessarily in the same way, but in a way that makes each one feel valued, because a divided home often begins with unequal love. But even with that said, even if the environment was imperfect, the choices they made were still their responsibility. And honestly, the brothers still had a choice. Many people are treated unfairly, but not everyone chooses betrayal. And that's where the real lessons begin. Today, we will uncover 5 powerful mistakes Joseph's brothers made, and how we can avoid them in our own lives. Because this story is not just about them. It's also about us. The first mistake was letting jealousy control their hearts. Picture this. The sun is high, the air is still, and in the distance, Joseph is walking toward his brothers. That coat flows behind him, bright, impossible to ignore. From afar, they recognize him. Their expressions change. Silence turns into whispers. Whispers turn into resentment. What makes him so special, and what started as a small feeling, began to grow. Because jealousy doesn't shout at first, it whispers. It begins with comparison, and slowly, it turns into hatred. And even today, this same thing happens. You scroll through social media, you see someone succeeding, growing, winning, and suddenly, you feel left behind. But jealousy is a trap. The more you feed it, the more it consumes you. So guard your heart. Lord, guard my heart against envy. Help me celebrate others and trust you with my own path. The second mistake was hating Joseph for his dreams. Joseph shared what he saw. Sheaves bowing, stars honoring him. But instead of understanding, his brothers mocked him. They didn't just hear his dream. They felt threatened by it. Because sometimes, people reject your vision not because it is wrong, but because it is bigger than what they understand. Even today, you share your goals, your calling, your vision, and people laugh. They doubt you, but your dream is not for everyone's approval. If God gave it to you, He will bring it to pass. Father, help me stay faithful to the dreams you have given me, even when others don't understand. The third mistake was letting anger turn into cruelty. Jealousy grew, hatred deepened, and one day it became action. When they saw Joseph coming, they didn't see a brother anymore. They saw a problem, and they said, "Let's get rid of him." They threw him into a pit. Now imagine Joseph, alone, in the darkness, confused, calling out, but no one answers. Then they pulled him out, not to save him, but to sell him. One decision, driven by anger, changed everything. And today, anger still destroys lives. Words spoken in frustration, actions taken too quickly. And suddenly, things break. Anger is powerful. If you don't control it, it will control you. Lord, give me a calm spirit. Help me choose love over anger, even when it is hard. The fourth mistake was lying and deception. They took Joseph's coat, covered it in blood, and brought it to their father. And in that moment, Jacob believed his son was gone forever. Imagine that pain, all built on a lie, because one lie never stays small. It grows, it spreads, it destroys trust. But truth, even when painful, brings peace. Lord, help me walk in truth, even when it is uncomfortable. The fifth mistake was underestimating God's plan. They thought it was over, but it was just beginning. Years later, Joseph rose to power in Egypt, and the same brothers stood before him in need. What they meant for evil, God turned into good. No one can cancel God's plan. Father, help me trust you, even when I don't understand. Joseph's brothers made 5 critical mistakes: jealousy, hatred, anger, deception, and underestimating God. But here's the truth. They tried to bury his destiny, but everything they did only pushed him closer to it. So take a moment, look within. Are any of these mistakes hiding in your heart? Choose differently, grow wiser, trust God deeper, because what others mean for harm, God can turn into something beautiful, and your story is not over yet. If this message touched your heart, take a moment to pray, reflect, and grow. Subscribe for more powerful Bible stories and lessons that will grow your faith and help you walk closer with God every day.